Alright, so this is Friday. The day of the contest, or the day you turn it in. So we're gonna look at the journal entries. And we had quite, oh my gosh, I love that. October 10th, which is my birthday actually. So the actual game had scary things happening on my birthday. And this time we have cute date things happening on my birthday. I got up and met with Victoria on the grounds, only to be reminded of a contest rule I haven't even thought about, that we can only enter one photo. We both have cameras and our own opinions and our own visions, but we can only enter one pic. Fuck. After tearing into me, she seemed so uneasy. And then she asked me what I wanted to do about it, like I would know just what to say. But she seemed totally lost about it, like it really bothered her. So I told her I wasn't sure. I was just trying to be honest, because I didn't know any more than she did. She seemed okay with that, though. We came up with a plan, sort of. We decided that we'd just go through our photos and pick the best one, like we're competing. I guess I shouldn't have expected us to really be a team. Victoria drove us down to the boardwalk, and as soon as we got there, she was teasing me. But I'm totally starting to get the hang of it now, and I was able to fire back. She called me out on how nervous I was, but weirdly enough, she seemed completely and totally confident that we'd do fine. From someone who used to, still does, spend so much time mocking me, it was a real head trip. I mean, I'm not totally clueless. I've always just assumed that Victoria's bad attitude came from her insecurity, like she has to put others down to raise herself up. I thought it was just because she's mean, but there's another side to her. I'm not saying that she's a nice person, but maybe she's not completely awful. She's actually really cool sometimes, and she has a sort of fun side in a scary way. And we both have really similar goals. She's a lot more cutthroat about it, but we want a lot of the same things. The photo I wound up taking of her is a totally candid shot. She wasn't ready for it at all, and that's what makes it a great photograph, that she's totally unguarded and unprepared. A Victoria that's not putting on a show. And this is October 10th later. So then I took a super tense turn. So things took a super tense turn. We went back to school to look over the photos we took today, and Victoria told me that we should submit mine, that none of hers were special. I really must be on a different planet or a different reality. The insecurity's not so surprised, but her actually saying something like that to my actual face? Biggest wowzer heart attack ever. I just agreed, because it's what Victoria really seemed to want, even though I felt bad about it and completely confused. But she was relieved. It was like I'd taken some load off her shoulders, and she could finally relax and let go of the burden. So that's what's going to happen. We're submitting my photo instead of hers. If you told me at the beginning this week where I'd be ending up with Victoria now, I would have laughed, or probably screamed until I passed out. But things have changed. I think I might actually like Victoria. Fuck. Ah! You can't see me right now, but my hands are on my face, and I'm like pulling my cheeks down my face because that's so cute. Ah! I'm screeching, and the hot dog is there, and she might actually like Victoria. Alright, so we're back at class on Friday. I arrived to class much earlier than anticipated, too strung up to stand laying in my bed any longer than I already did. Not like I really got much sleep anyways. I'm positive I spent half the night just scrolling through my feed, watching acoustic guitar covers in some lame attempt to calm myself. Were you nervous about the day or the contest? Or are you nervous about Victoria, Max? Victoria had texted me this morning, reminding me to wake up as if I wouldn't do it on my own. We got a little Mom Victoria moment there. By this point, I'm pretty sure those are just her nerves acting up too. I haven't seen her all morning, not even in the shower room. And she's not even here right now. Huh, I find that a little unusual. The class isn't empty. full of people I assume are just as anxious as me. And Victoria isn't here? Is she gonna be late? Because she's so nervous? I can't help myself. I pull out my phone. Are you sure you're not the one who needed a wake-up call? Surprise face. Ha ha, very funny. Are you in class right now? I am. And it's pretty packed. We're not the only ones worried, I guess. Definitely not. I bring my attention back to the classroom as a whole. Watching everyone with rapt attention, everyone's chatting, but it seems a lot quieter than usual despite that. Where are you? Calm down, Max. I'll be there. I know you will. I'm just curious. I went out to get some breakfast with Taylor. No invite? Sad face. I bite my lip to subdue the smile on my face, but I've got to admit, breakfast sounds so good right now. I've been so plagued by my nerves that I didn't even think that I could eat, with the way butterflies have been gnawing at my stomach. Ugh. Now I'm kind of regretting that. To be fair, I didn't think you'd be awake yet. I thought you'd need as much sleep as you could get. I blink in surprise at my phone, before smiling and leaning back in my seat. Wowzers. Before this, I would have thought she was being sarcastic about that. Now I can definitely tell she's being real with me. Thanks. I didn't really get that much sleep, though. I thought as much. Don't worry, I didn't either. So she was thinking about Max and how much sleep she would get? At least you're getting breakfast to wake you up. Where did you go? You know that cafe down the street? Ooh, went to grab a nice caramel macchiato? I actually prefer vanilla lattes, but nice try. Smiley face. I cover my mouth, grinning at the screen in amusement. I'll remember that. Sure you will. Give me a sec. Guess that means Victoria's on her way. With nothing else to distract me with, since Chloe's not even here yet, and Kate seems busy chatting with Alyssa, I rifle through my bag. My fingers graze the folder our contest photo is in, and I feel my heart skitter in my chest, all the way up to my throat. Oh man, I don't know if I'm ready to turn this in yet. I pull it out, sliding my thumb down the edge. Suddenly, someone drops a white paper bag onto my desk, and I nearly drop the folder when I feel a hand settle onto my back. Ah! Is that Victoria's hand? That's so intimate. Ah! Holy shit, chill. Victoria's face comes into view, and she pulls her hand away from my back, quirking a brow at me. Taylor's standing right behind her, although all she does is flash me a coy smile, winking at me before sliding away to her own desk. That leaves me at least 50 times more surprised. I don't know what to make of that. Victoria leans her hip against my desk. You okay? You look like you're going to shit a brick. You scared me, you jerk! Flashing me her teeth in a practiced smile, she just takes a sip from the drink in her hand. I wonder if it really is a vanilla latte. Are you going to drink her drink, Max? Are you going to ask for a little sip? Hey, I just came to say hello. That, and I brought you... Did she bring you coffee? She gestures to the paper bag on my desk, and upon closer inspection, I realize it's from the bakery down the street. No, she brought you food. You brought me something? It's no two whales breakfast, but check it out. I sweep it off my desk, reaching in only to pull out a nice warm croissant. My stomach rumbles at the sight. You got me bread? It's a croissant, Max. She sounds exasperated, and I grin. Thanks. I wasn't expecting this. Victoria just gives me a non-committal shrug, taking another sip of her latte. I thought you'd probably do something dumb like skip breakfast. Being anxious on an empty stomach fucking blows. Thanks again. You didn't have to. I just want to make sure you're not, dying. Don't worry so much. I'm not planning on it. I take a bite out of the croissant, sighing contently. It's no two whales, but it's something. Victoria checks her phone, glancing over my shoulder, right where her seat is. I follow her gaze over to Courtney and Taylor. You can go back to your friends if you want. She makes a face at that, sucking her own teeth. They can wait. She says this offhandedly, like she didn't just put me before her buddies. How nervous are you? The golden question. By now, I'm positive she knows just how I'm feeling. A bunch. I mumble, but honestly, I do feel a little better than that. Victoria's here. Oh, I do feel a little better that Victoria's here. I'm not surprised. I am too. Victoria sighs and opens her mouth to say something else, but before she does, I hear Courtney call out for her again, and she thins her lips out and sighs in a minute aggravation. It just makes me smile. You should go. They're waiting, and I'm pretty sure you already spent enough time with me. She's spending time with Max in public, too, after making such a big deal about her checking to see if anyone was coming. But I think that's because she was working up the courage to smooch, which they didn't end up doing. Oh, please. You say that like it's a bad thing. My eyebrows rocket up. I almost choke on my croissant. Victoria's eyes widen as she reaches forward, touching my back. What? Hey, don't die on me now. Sorry, I just wasn't expecting you to say that. So you do like spending time with me? I ask for clarification, and Victoria clears her throat and shifts on her feet. Wouldn't be here if I didn't. Consider yourself lucky. I do. After a long sigh, Victoria backs away from my desk. I guess you're right. I'd better go placate them before they start whining later. Right. Victoria turns to go, but not before pausing for another instant. Oh, and Max? Save me a seat next to you. She's even gonna sit next to you, Max. Oh, I didn't think she'd actually want to sit next to me, but that makes me feel a lot more at ease, too. I will. I definitely will. As I say that, I already dropped my messenger bag onto the seat next to me. Victoria smiles in satisfaction. Thought so. With that said, Victoria turns and saunters away, back to her own desk. I still have time before class starts. I guess I should check in on everyone else. I've been so busy this week I've hardly spoken to anyone else. Alright, we're gonna check in with Kate. Max, hi. It's good to see you. You too, Kate. Nice to see a friendly face after my week with Victoria. Victoria Chase was your partner? As in, she actually chose to work with you? Stranger things have happened, I guess. Tell me about it. I was surprised too. How did it go? Well, it was scary? At first, definitely. But it was still really cool working with her. Not only is she crazy talented, but I think she might actually have a soul. Not a vampire, Victoria Chase. And I think we both enjoyed working together. Either that, or I just got played hard. I'm sure she's being sincere. Everyone has a soul, Max, even if they try to hide it. I wouldn't have believed it before this week, honestly. You can't judge a book by its cover, right? Victoria has a cold exterior, but I think even she can be nice. When she wants to be. It's possible, I think. Well, if anyone can bring out Victoria Chase's good side, it's you. Maybe you can convince her to smile more often. I can't promise anything. Even I can't tell Victoria what to do. Miracles happen every day, Max. You're always looking on the bright side, huh? Sure. Anyway, I won't keep you, but let's grab a cup of tea later, okay? I'd love that. I'm gonna talk to Chloe. Oh, her name's in all caps. I never noticed that. Stop my heart? Is that Maxine Caulfield? Oh, don't even start. Don't call me Maxine. Relax. I figured you might be going by that now, as the Vortex Queen's sidekick. I'm no one's sidekick. Don't I know it? I bet you've got her on a leash by now. Not quite. Unfortunate. You know Rachel literally didn't believe you two were working together? She owes me $20 now. Not that I'm baffled by it either. Did you have, like, a momentary seizure or something? Do you distinctly remember asking her to work with you? She's a really talented photographer, Chloe. It was cool to work on a project like this with her. Sneaky. Gotta establish those connections. She's not actually that bad, you know. God damn it, Max. I knew you'd do this. You're way too accepting of people. Seriously, Victoria Chase? Seriously, Victoria Chase. She's not awful, Chloe. Yeah, and I'm not convinced. Still, though, you guys are for sure going to win, and once you do, Rachel and I are taking you out, sans your bitter girlfriend. She called you a girlfriend. She's not my... Yeah, but really the dream team's gotta go out this weekend, alright? Can't wait to celebrate you, and catch you up on what you've missed all the week cavorting with Victoria. Alright, you pain. It's a date. Talk to you later. And now we're gonna talk to Rachel. Hey, Max. Are my eyes deceiving me? Are you working with Victoria Chase? I don't know if Rachel would be that mean. I mean, although Victoria Chase hated Rachel, so I don't know. Well, yeah. Fuck me. I just lost $20 to Chloe. I thought we were both tripping when we kept seeing you everywhere with her this week. You may or may not have been tripping, but you definitely didn't imagine seeing me with Victoria. More flies with honey, right? Although I wouldn't really call Victoria a fly. More like a feral cat. Believe it or not, she's been, well, full of surprises this week. You look pretty happy about that. Okay, we don't have to keep talking about you. Let's talk about me. Kidding, but I do have some big news. News? I'll drop the bomb later. Much later. When you're done being distracted with this chase over there. Which, seeing as you're probably going to win the contest, might be never. You're way more confident about us winning than I am. Who knows? Maybe when all three of us are famous, we can all work together. I'm thinking badass art film? This set drama between me and Victoria would be iconic. Iconic? More like murderous. You should run the idea by her while you're celebrating your victory with crystal and crumpets. However it goes in the Chase tradition. Rachel. Grabbing your heart, huh? Grabbing your chest. I'm just making fun. Class is about to start anyway. Chloe and I'll come by later if you're not, busy. We both want all the details of your week. I'll try. Hot dog. Alright. I know you're all excited, but I need to have you all seated. Have I got everyone's photos? Everyone's eyes are on Mixed Dog as they shuffle through the photos spread out on their desks. I'm really impressed by the amount of students that have entered this year. About half of every class have put an entry in. And now, with these, I can finally start deliberations. Lucky for you, all that means is that you can use this period to study. The hum of chatter starts up immediately. Quietly. And then dies down with some protests and groans. I'm kind of thankful for the opportunity. I put my head down and opened my textbook, but although I try to focus, it's pretty hard. I guess Victoria and I aren't the only ones hoping to win. It feels like the longest hour of my life. Every time Nick Stocks moves at their desk, I think they're about to announce the winners, and I jump a little. When they finally do stand up, clipboard in hand, I go rigid in my seat. I catch Victoria's gaze. She offers me an encouraging nod, expression serious. I know she's every bit as nervous as I am, but if she's still putting her trust in me, I'm sure we can do this. Goodness, this was so difficult. I know that the deadline was short and that a lot of you devoted much of your free time this week to your entry. I truly wish that I could award more than one winner. The theme of this contest, Bonds, was a broad concept, and I'm thrilled to see so many different interpretations of it here. That's what photography is all about, personal expression, showing the world the way you want to see things. That said, there is one entry in particular that truly embraced this theme. Here the photographer showcased the impeccable essence of mundane human connection, further highlighted by the backdrop of those experiencing the same. My heart skips a beat, or 10. There's no way they're talking about our photo. The unique vision of this novice photographer makes me think that we'll see some amazing things from them in the future, and hopefully they'll continue collaborating with their partner. So I'm extra pleased to announce that the winners of the second annual Blackwell Photo Contest are... Maxine Caulfield and Victoria Chase. Congratulations. We won? It seriously doesn't sink in, not even when I hear all the applause from everyone, and Chloe's super obnoxious whistling. I feel shocked to my seat. None of it feels real, not even when I watch Mick's dog pin our photo on the board. Max! I turn to face Victoria, and now the rush hits me all at once. All the applause, the fact that Mick's dog called out both our names with such pride. We won. We seriously won. Me and Victoria working together. It's so wild that I feel like I'm in a dream. And I pull Victoria in a hug out of instinct, feeling her totally stiffen up in my grip. Ah! Oh my God! She groans loudly, and all I can do is laugh in disbelief, going to pull away from her quickly. She stops me by slipping her arm around my shoulders and squeezing gently right before pulling away from me. I grin at her, cheeks flushed with excitement, and she smirks slightly at me. You're so embarrassing. Sorry, She stops me with a snort, just grasping my shoulder and shaking me very gently. I know, we fucking won. Just as I said we would. I couldn't be any happier right now. It feels like I'm floating. I feel like I can do anything. All my nerves are on fire with adrenaline, and I've never been so proud. It all makes me think how crazy it was, all the worrying I did. I'm so glad to have Victoria on my side, goading me on. I don't think I could have done it without her. Not at all. Victoria's watching me. She leans back with a tight smile. I told you we could do it. I know, I shouldn't have doubted you. It's just... God, I can't believe it. We did it, Victoria. Victoria's eyebrow twitches, and I can't read the expression on her face. And then she eyes the area behind me, and it takes a second to realize that she's locked eyes with Chloe. Are you jealous? Ah! And by extension, Rachel. They are all glaring at each other, and it takes a lot for me to suppress a groan. I slip my hand onto Victoria's and squeeze. Victoria rips her gaze off them and offers me another tight smile. Forced. You look like you have a few people who want to congratulate you. Should be congratulating us. Both of us. I think I got the good ending and not the true ending, because I think there'd be a kiss. Disappointing. I state this honestly, fiercely, and Victoria pauses and shakes her head, scoffing. Hardly. You should come with me to say hi. An awkward grimace marks her face for a second, and then it's gone. An unwise decision, Max, but you go ahead. Find me afterwards. The bell rings, signaling the end of class, and therefore the end of my class-wide victory party. I do stand up, going to talk to the others, and Victoria walks the other way, heading to Taylor and Courtney. I glance over my shoulder at her, but I can't help but feel like something is off. Right before I'm distracted by another round of congratulations, of course. By the time it's all up, I'm sure a solid 10 minutes have gone by. When I check over my shoulder, Victoria's not there anymore. It makes me worry, even if it's probably nothing. Plus, she told me to find her, and I'm going to do just that. After all, it wouldn't be right if we didn't celebrate our win together. It took me a while to figure out where Victoria disappeared off to, since I hadn't seen her out in the courtyard, or even the halls. That really only leaves one place, especially since I peeked out into the parking lot and her car had still been there. Not that I think Victoria would leave me. Why would she, when she specifically told me to find her? Now I'm standing in the dorm hall, and I pause mid-step when I spot the door to her room cracked open, almost as if she's intentionally left it that way. I don't hesitate at all heading over to her door and opening it. I peer inside Victoria's room, gripping the edge of the doorframe. As expected, she's there, sitting on her bed, holding something tightly in her hands. I try to get a good look, but from my position, it's not exactly easy. Is it the photo she took of you, Max? Her gaze is unexpectedly hard as I tiptoe my way in, shutting the door softly behind me. Victoria? Victoria tenses up when I call out for her, prying her eyes off the thick book in her hands. She blinks, and then sighs. There you are. Couldn't even knock? I wasn't sure if I should. Your door was open anyways. I'm kidding. I'm not upset. We just got Skype call there. It was open for a reason. I just didn't think you'd show up so quickly. It was open just for me. I cross over to her bed, and Victoria directs her attention back to whatever it is she's holding. It takes me a second to realize that it's her portfolio, It looks so thick, she must have a lot in there already. Despite myself, I grow a little worried at the sight. The tense set of her shoulders and the mysterious slant to her eyes makes me wonder if she's upset. I would have shown up quicker, it's just, everyone wanted to congratulate me. A briefly amused snore escapes Victoria's lips, and she pats the spot next to her. On a scale of 1 to 10, how uncomfortable did that praise make you? A solid 7? Mostly because my partner wasn't there to share it with me. I take a seat next to her, the bed bouncing a little at the way I drop myself onto it. Victoria clicks her tongue and shrugs. You didn't need me to share it with you. Something about the way Victoria says that throws me off. It's resigned, as if she thinks she hasn't had any effect on all of this, on any of this, and she's taking it. What do you mean? You're my partner, Victoria. I couldn't have done it without you. Please, that win was all on you, Max. Victoria slightly turned away from me, like she's trying to shield herself from me. My heart clenches in my chest at the sight. Does she seriously think she had no part in this? No way. Victoria, you've had everything to do with this. We both did this. Victoria shuts her eyes and huffs, placing her portfolio back on her lap. No, Max. That was your photograph that won, and you were the one who helped me take it. I mean, is that what you're so upset about? Victoria catches my gaze from the side, and her lip twitches, as if something about that bothers her. I'm not upset about it. You deserved it. I'm just saying that I'm not going to take credit for something you did. Oh, she wants to know if she can put it in her portfolio. Or she wants to put it in her portfolio, but she doesn't know if she can because she doesn't feel like she put the effort into it. And I'm saying that's bullshit, Victoria. I can't help it. The words are flying out of my mouth before I have the chance to stop them. Maybe it's because Victoria is being so ridiculous. Maybe it's because I can't stand the sight of Victoria putting herself down so easily. Victoria straightens up like a bullet at my words, turning to watch me with wide eyes. Excuse me? I almost think that maybe I've gone too far, but I suck it up. I can't waver. Not now. I said, that's bullshit, okay? This whole time you've been goading me on. Without you, I don't think I even would have been so confident submitting anything today. Victoria's eyes narrow, and then she licks her lips, waiting for me to continue. So excuse me if I think it's really ridiculous that you're not giving yourself even a little credit. Even if it's not your photograph, like I said, without you, it wouldn't even exist. ... Victoria doesn't say anything, and for an instant, I really am sure that I've said too much, but I don't regret it. Victoria needs to hear how important she is, even if it's from some dorky hipster. Even if it's from someone that I'm pretty sure she's just used to competing against. Victoria needs to know that she's just as important, just as amazing as I've learned she is this week. Okay. Jesus, Max, I've never seen you so passionate. Victoria's eyes lock onto my face, and I suddenly feel very small at the way she's looking at me. Her face is totally unreadable, too. All that bravado I felt from before feels like a total dream, like someone else was in charge of my body, stringing me along. Yeah. I force myself to speak anyways, and I just bite the inside of my cheek, curling my toes up on my sneakers. You just needed to know, like really needed to know. Victoria inhales deeply through her nose, and then she pries her gaze off me. I still can't tell what she's thinking. Regardless, do you remember what I was saying about my portfolio? Yeah, I remember. Even if she stops, shrugs. Even though I might be a big part of it, it's not like I can use it. Oh, I didn't even think of that. Clearly, not that I hold it against you. Too busy being showered in affection. Victoria smirks, clearing her throat right after. But I suppose that just means it's not time for me to submit this just yet. After all, none of the pictures I took are worth putting in here. My gaze is drawn back to the wide book in her hands. It's leather-bound. I wouldn't expect anything less from Victoria Chase. It looks so intimidating, and I bet whatever's inside is amazing. Maybe it does, but knowing you, Victoria, I'm positive whatever's in there is amazing. Okay, now you just have too much faith in me. Never. I'm totally serious. Victoria smiles briefly, and I reach out, brushing my hand against the side of hers. The contact feels almost electric. Victoria, on the other hand, stiffens up slightly. Can I see? I'd be stoked to see what you have in there. What? So you can shower me in more praise? There's the soft sarcasm in her voice, and I roll my eyes and beam at her. Maybe. Victoria seems to freeze, scoffing and handing it over to me. I take it gently, my heart full knowing that she trusts me with it. When I open it, I'm already astounded by the quality of the work within it. As expected, Victoria is so remarkable. I think I'd almost be jealous if we hadn't hung out together this whole week. I can almost hear myself now. How can someone so awful have such an amazing portfolio? Only now, I know Victoria's not awful. She's just insecure. As I flip through each of the pages, I realize Victoria's gone super quiet. I glance back up at her, just to see her biting her lip, hands pressed against her skirt. Victoria, these are wowzer. You got such an amazing eye. You think so? They're just my best ones, but honestly, they could be better. I shake my head immediately, returning my gaze to the book right as I see Victoria swallow nervously. No, for real. I mean it. I never get to see your stuff, aside from, some assignments, but all of these are on a whole other level. Victoria shifts next to me, and I feel her knee bump against mine. Thanks, Max. No problem. I'm almost to the end of the thick book when I turn the page. I spot a photograph that makes my breath pause in my chest, my cheeks flushing. My heart does a double take in my chest. It's a picture of me yesterday, holding my camera in one hand and our winning contest photo in the other. Just like Victoria's, the pedestrians are all lined up behind me, but what I think sticks out the most is the dorky smile I have. Victoria! Look at that look Max is shooting her. I can't help the surprised quality to my voice, and I look up from the photo to Victoria, who's steadily going pink. Oh God, you weren't supposed to... Victoria covers her mouth with her hand and reaches over to shut the book instead of letting her. I grasp her hand. Duh! I think I got the dang good ending instead of the true ending. I thought you said none of the pictures you took yesterday were worth putting in here. I managed to say, even though I'm positive I'm just as red as Victoria is. Still, I have to admit, the way my heart is beating isn't just because of shock. The fact that Victoria went and developed my photo. And it's in here. I did say that, didn't I? Victoria closes her eyes and sighs deeply. Ugh, it's a good photo, that's it. Victoria defends lamely, tone blunt as she tries to downplay her total embarrassment at being caught. I, on the other hand, can't stop smiling. All I'm thinking about is what it could mean. Don't get too ahead of yourself, Max. It's just, wowzer. I can't believe I'm in this. Well, you are, so... I want to say something else, to tell her how amazing I think it is, but she seems really embarrassed. She won't even meet my eyes. I just close the portfolio. I hope you don't mind me injecting my opinion, but please, as if I could stop you from saying anything at this point. Victoria gains some of her bite back, and it makes me laugh a little, even though I feel like something shifted in the atmosphere around us. I think it's amazing. I think you should definitely give it a shot and submit that to that gallery. What? You can't be serious. It's not ready. It might never be ready, Victoria. I mean, what are the chances of you getting it to be totally perfect? And you'll never know if it's ready or not if you don't give it a shot. When did you get so wise, Max? She sniffs, raising a brow at me. All I can do is shrug. Maybe I've learned a few things this week. You're welcome. Wow, who said I was talking about you? We both share an amused glance, and then Victoria goes serious once more, studying me. Okay, I will, but on one condition, Max. One condition? Like what? I want you to help me. For a second, I'm totally surprised by what she's getting at, and I swallow thickly. Help you? You heard me. Just, going through my stuff, being my second opinion, because as you so clearly stated, I'm apparently a poor judge on my own. No kidding. I joke carefully, although I'm floored by Victoria's demand. I fist my hands against my jeans, really thinking about it, and I decide that I'd love to help Victoria. In fact, I'd already been thinking it before. I just wasn't sure if I should ask. It'd be good for the two of us, I think. Is Victoria Chase actually asking me for help? Max. Victoria says my name dangerously, and I just smile at her. I'm kidding. Mostly. But, yeah, of course. I'd love that. Good. Victoria relaxes, and I watch her exhale softly, gently. And it won't just be you helping me. I'll do the same for you too, you know? You will? I don't mean this to sound so surprised. I guess I never do. But all Victoria does is nod, reaching out for her portfolio and resting her hand next to mine. Duh. I just can't leave you by yourself. If I didn't, God knows when you'd put your work out there. Hey! My chest rumbles with my slight laughter as Victoria teasingly jostles my shoulder with hers. Untrue, but okay. I'd like that. Victoria hums softly, and I turn to stare at her. She's giving me the same stare as earlier, serious, and I can't read it, not for a minute. It's almost as if she's searching for something. Kiss her? Do it, please? Please? For the third time in the past 30 minutes, my heart does its thing again. I see her eyes dip down my face, and I open my lips to say something, furrowing my brows. Oh! And suddenly, she's kissing me, so quickly it's almost jarring. I'm pretty sure our teeth knock into each other, but it's offset by how soft her lips are, by how much my head spins. I'm so shocked I don't even have the chance to respond when she pulls away, breath staggered against my lips. Oh. Oh. As if I could come up with anything less coherent. I'm still trying to get a grip, trying to realize that Victoria Chase just kissed me. All I can see on her expression is the gnawing worry, present in that cute crease between her eyebrows. Victoria's jaw tenses, locks up, and I realize she's trying to backpedal out of this. So naturally, I react on instinct. Woo! I hope that's an extra. I hope I get to keep that picture. I reach forward, pressing another kiss to her lips. It's firmer. I make sure it's firmer, confident, positive. My chest feels like it's going to explode. The way Victoria gasps against my lips doesn't do a thing to calm the patter of my heart, and that's okay. After a moment, I pull away and I manage a shaky laugh that Victoria returns. That could have gone a lot better for our first kiss. Oh, fuck off. I was just a little nervous, I can tell. Victoria rolls her eyes, and then she leans forward again, our noses brushing. The high flush in her cheeks makes her look even more gorgeous, I think. This time, I slip my hand onto her cheek, brushing the back of her ear. Victoria's hand settles against my side, and I can feel the nervous tremble of her fingers. Whatever. We can work on that as long as we need to, too. Definitely. This time, when we kiss, we're both ready for it.